Welcome to today's episode of Larry's Hobby Garage. We are still working on the top RC model Odyssey. We're going to be doing some control horns. We're going to be getting the tail, the vertical stabilizer and rudder joined. We're also going to be testing some retract layouts and making some adjustments with that. And we'll start off with the control horns.
So I've gone ahead and taken the control horns, counted them up. I needed several white ones. I need 4 black ones here. 4 black ones will go underneath the flaps. But we're going to paint those up and then we'll show you how to get them installed. So what I did is I just put the control horns on some tape. That'll keep the bond points clean with the original fiberglass. I went ahead and hit them with a high gloss black on the right side and a epoxy white on the left. So I ran into a little bit of a snag. I thought I had some Vaseline to put into the hinges. We didn't have any, and I'm not going to run to Walmart again. So we're just going to use some lip balm. It's a wax type of base product. It'll still get in there and keep the epoxy out of the hinge. So basically what I did is I just put just a little bit of amount on there of the lip wax. Use a little toothpick to get it inside the grooves. One other interesting little thing is that this top one here actually came out of the bottom part of the vertical stabilizer. I'm not sure if it was designed that way, but that's how it fit in. So we're going to put them all back in the way we took them out. What I like to do on this is I only have glue now inside the vertical stabilizer. I've just placed the hinges in so that they're still flexible, but also this way I know that as that glue cures, and it's going to take a little bit for that glue to cure, but as it cures, I know that the hinges will stay lined up, and that way I won't have any issues with binding later on. While the epoxy is curing on the tail, we're going to go ahead and retape the other side of the control horns and get them painted up. So I was watching another person online with their Odyssey, and they were talking about this George Bush Pilot that they got on eBay for 30 bucks. So for 30 bucks, we got George Bush in. A couple things about the cockpit. Had to cut out holes for his feet to go through. It's probably easier doing that than cutting off his feet. But got George Bush aviator pilot installed in the plane. So I went ahead and hooked a battery up to the Retract controller. One thing that I'm noticing that's a little bit different than the manual that came with it is that this actually has the brakes actually set up in the controller. But here is the manual Retract as it activates those drives. One thing about this is that you have to be able to get into these clamp holes here for the mains, and then also for the nose gear to get it settled on there. There they go up. So a couple things about getting the retracts ready. I had to open up this hole right here so that the retract motor canister can actually recess into the wing. Went ahead and did a test run. We've got the wire coming through here. Just a note to self, the red goes on top. Here's the thing, is that the extension that I have on there actually puts brown on top. But anyway, red goes onto the top into the retracts. Here's our first test. So we're still trying to decide how I'm gonna have to run this. Brake wire. A couple things that I'm seeing here is that there is an entire plywood enclosure in here in the wing for the retracts to set into. This part, however, does open up into a rib bay so that I have access coming in underneath here, but not actually anywhere in this plywood mounting area. I actually think I discovered something. The brakes, which if I come over here, actually need to be on the inside of the wheel well, so that way you can see the spokes. So I need to swap out wheels apparently. It's really easy. Just an Allen wrench, tighten right in here. They'll just slide in, slide out, so I'll just replace it with the other one and we'll see what we get. That makes a little bit more sense there. So now we'll just have to actually determine how we want to run our brake line into this fitting. So what I've gone ahead and done is just we've just attached some wire ties here just to test this layout here and see if it's going to work okay. Biggest thing is we don't want to get the brake line pinched there in the mechanics of the Retract. Let's go ahead and test this layout. Now this one has some potential going for it. Oh, not that one. Or actually get a gear door cover that will actually bolt onto that strut there at some point in time. That'll also help hide that brake wire a little bit. I think I'm still going to have to come up with some kind of clip or another way to catch that up against the edge of that plywood mount. So we're going to double check, make sure we have these hinges still sealed and they're still moving freely. We'll go ahead and mix the glue up and attach the rudder. So we've gone ahead and mixed up the glue. We have really nice movement here. Couple things to note is that those hinges, you'll be able to see and access them. You can clean off the Vaseline, or if you choose to use that, or as I did, the Carmex, and just get in there with a Q-tip when we're all said and done. Should be pretty easy. Well, we're doing a check on the control horns. Black ones turned out pretty nice. White ones just a shade off, but you know, for spray paint that's okay. And I guess second thing is if somebody's getting underneath there to take a look at your ailerons, you've either got a problem or they're too close. So working here on the gaps for the control horns to go in and noticing some paint chipping. Here's something really cool. Just get you a black Sharpie and when you color that in, when you glue it, it will hide most of it. You can always come back in with a little paint pen if you needed to, or you can just not worry about it. I'm just using a little file here to be real careful going in and out. Probably the best thing to do, and we'll do it on the other side, is to just tape it with some blue tape to prevent the chipping.
Well, thank you for watching today's episode of Larry's Hobby Garage. Tomorrow we'll give an update on what we get accomplished. If it's not tomorrow, it'll be the next time we get to come out and play in a garage. Again, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching today. We'll see you next time.